All right, this video is is I'm hoping it's not controversial, and anything I said to offend any fighters in the UFC or Bellator. Hey, where you gonna come look for me? I'm on the internet. All right, let me start talking smack now. All right, listen, man. Dana White. This is the first time I actually agree with Dana White on something. Not the first time, but one of the times. Conor McGregor is no good to mixed martial arts if he's dead. I don't care how talented he is, he's no good to the sport if he's dead. Now, let me explain something. When you go into a mixed martial arts competition, Conor probably walk around at like maybe 160, 170, or maybe even 156. And he's cutting weight down to 145. In order to do that, you lose a lot of fluids from your body. A lot of fluids. And what the fans don't understand is that the UFC isn't forcing Conor McGregor to vacate the title because of convenience. This weight cutting issue is really serious. Okay, for this past year alone, there have been 2 deaths related to weight cutting. You understand? And these guys, they cut weight so bad that they lose all types of fluids. You can cut weight so bad that you could actually have kidney failure and heart failure. All right. Now, I know every time you hear Joe Rogan say he's the best pound for pound fighter, he's the best pound for pound is. I mean, if I had a dime for every time Joe Rogan said the best pound for pound, I'd be richer than Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, and Donald Trump put together. Okay. Every time you hear the announcer say, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 145 pounds, the blah, 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 the greatest. And we all get excited. But these guys, behind the scenes, they cut a lot of weight and they do a lot of potential damage to the body. Now, Dana White and the UFC is saying, hey, listen, these fighters are our product that we're selling. We don't want to be selling damaged goods. UFC 192, John Hendricks, he had to be scrapped from the card. You know why? Cut weight too fast and had a blockage in his kidney. Not only that, a lot of other fighters on UFC 192 cards had to be scrapped because they were dehydrated and some of them were passing out. No, I know what you're saying. Oh, that's just that's a part of the business. Well, it's a part of the business, yes, but when people start dying, that's not good. When you start having to start bringing in IV, and try to rehydrate people with fluids intravenously through the veins to get them back to normal, that's dangerous. Now, I've cut weight before for a martial arts competition, and I actually wound up with 5 kidney stones, lightheaded, and very sick. So since that, I don't do that no more. If it's a tournament that I want to train for and I want to be in, I will go out. If it's a year out, then I will start working a year, start working my way down slowly. I'm not going to rush into nothing that hurt myself. And I'm telling you, if Conor McGregor is moving back and forth between 150 and 145, coming up and down, that yo-yo stuff will damage his kidneys. Okay? There were 2 sexy women. They were twins. Back in the 80s already. Yeah, back in the 80s. They were real sexy, hot, steamy mamacita twins. Right? And they did the yo-yo diet because they were models that wanted to stay slim, and they wound up damaging their kidneys and having serious health issues. Oh, by the way, if there are any women watching this video, I'm sorry for saying hot mamacita. Apologize. I'm not a chauvinist. I was just trying to make a point. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm weird like that. Maybe stuff just come up my mouth randomly sometimes. I'm sorry, but the point I'm trying to make is these guys, after they cut weight and they bring their body down to such a bad level and they lose so much fluids to the point where they're almost dehydrated, After they rehydrate, they walk into the ring and they take a pounding. They get smashed up. They get bashed up. They take body shots. I mean, I don't, you know, even though I'm a fan and I have my favorites, when it comes to the health of human beings and fighters, I don't, there's no favorites there right there. Doing the right thing, taking care of the fighters, making sure they don't get sick, making sure they don't die. I'm with Dana White on this one. Now, I know this video is long, but let me read some give some random facts. All right, 192. John Hendricks was hospitalized. He had an intestinal blockage, a kidney stone, a day before UFC 192 in October. He was forced to scrap the card. Right? Now, when I read something to you here. A study of the Journal of Strength and Conditioning reported that 39% of the 40 MMA fighters studied had significant dehydration 22 hours before the weigh-ins. The body can take 3 days to fully rehydrate in major MMA boxing events. Okay, the day before. So fighting is big business. That's great. But if you're dropping all that weight, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt. Okay? Really bad. You don't want that. So now imagine you wake up, there's a big event coming up, you're excited about UFC 197, and all of a sudden, oh crap, Conor McGregor is dead. What the hell? You'd be pissed, wouldn't you? Not only you be pissed, you'd want Dana White's head on a platter. You want everybody in the UFC to burn in hell. You want some answers because you don't want athletes being put at risk no time at all. It's bad enough they have to get in the ring and get their ass kicked, but no, just the conditioning is going to take them out. Okay, so you're saying, well, that probably can't happen. Well, hey, I'm terrible with names. I butcher names all the time. Okay, so if I butcher this guy's name, get used to it. Jin Bing. Sorry, Yang Jin Bing dies after a weight cut for our event. This guy was 21 years old. Almost in the prime of his fighting career, getting ready to go to big things, and then he dies because he cut weights too much. A lot of these fighters collapse after the weigh-in. The UFC is taking steps to ensure that the fighters don't get hurt. Now, I know Conor McGregor just won the title. That's fantastic. That's all great. I also know that the UFC had to hire nutritionists this time around to help a lot of the guys lose weight properly without getting hurt. Okay? And what the UFC doesn't want is for these guys to be damaged. They don't want them damaged. They don't want them dead. They don't want them banged up. They don't want them dead. You can have organ failure from dehydrating your body like that. The UFC doesn't want that. This is serious business, okay? So Conor McGregor just won the title. I'm excited for him. He may be forced to vacate the title. But if he vacates the title and go up to 150, or even and he's such a good athlete that whatever category or division he goes to, I know he will win and do good. I'm confident of that. These guys are at the top of the game. If you're in the UFC and you're in that level, at some point the belt's gonna be around your waist. You do what you're supposed to do. At some point you're gonna win the belt. There's no question about that. But when it comes to safety and health issues, that's serious. So Conor McGregor is no good dead to the sport, and I understand that he's driven and he wants to run two divisions. Hey, Conor, I'm happy for you, all right? But I'm telling you, you're putting your health, your wealth, and everything at stake if you're going to go through this dehydration, fluctuation, diet stuff, and I take care of your body. And that goes for all the guys in the UFC. You guys don't take care of yourself and start fight in the weight class you belong in. There's no use in losing 20 pounds, going down to 140, 135, and then all of a sudden the night before you rehydrate up. That don't make no sense, dude. Just fight at your regular, find your comfortable weight and fight at that weight. And this is why I love Frankie Edgar. Oh, my TV's, let me cut that thing off. This is why I love Frankie Edgar. He will fight. He walks the weight he walks around in is the right weight for his body, and he walks around at the right weight. He do what he's supposed to do. A lot of these guys are putting themselves in some serious danger. Don't mess with your health like that, okay? And I'm gonna tell you a story about me. There's one guy I was obsessed with fighting. Michael McDonald. No, not the Michael McDonald that's the superstar. This guy's Michael McDonald who fights at the Operation MMA. We worked at the same place. He is 9-0, and he trains in Alexandria in out of that gym called Champion. Okay, Champion Fighter Gym. His coach is a 5-year reigning champ of Operation MMA. Also, he fights in Philly. He'll for anywhere to fight. He's good at jiu-jitsu. He's great. And when we started working together, man, we were doing some sparring, and that guy took me down. I was pissed. I wanted a piece of him. He fights at 135. At that time, I was 180. So I dropped weight to 160, and I was so close in range of getting that weight so I could go spar with him and we could work out together and I get a piece of him. Ah! I wanted him. Ah! But you know what happened? During that time, my body started reacting differently. I started getting weak. Not only was I started getting weaker, I actually got a lot of injuries in my muscles. I got an ankle injury, and it took forever to recover. At some point, I just say, you know what, screw that, let it go. I really want a piece of this guy, but I'll wait till he comes up in weight. Right now, he's at 150, and I'm at 180. I'll wait till he comes up in weight. There's no need for me to damage myself like that. Or I could meet him halfway. A year or two from now, when I cut weight down some more reasonably, we can bang together. It's not a problem. But the UFC is not forcing Conor McGregor to vacate the title out of convenience. They want their fighters to be alive and well. A lot is going on behind the scenes that the fans don't know about in terms of fighters getting sick, kidney stones, having to drop out of events, getting all type of injuries and that type of stuff because of this weight cutting thing. This weight cutting thing is a major issue that the UFC is trying to address. Even with the injuries, the UFC is now building a rehabilitation center to where they can rehabilitate fighters. I know this video is long and I'm sorry about that, but this is like super serious. None of these fighters are good to us as fans if they're dead. Okay? And I don't care if you make the weight and all that type of stuff. If you make the weight and you walk into the ring and your head is not clear, your body isn't functioning, and you take all these shots to the body, the liver, and all that type of stuff, you're going to damage yourself. You could have organ failure. And if you watch the weigh-ins, as soon as they finish weighing, the first thing that they do is they start guzzling. They start guzzling right away. They start guzzling and drinking and get rehydrating themselves, and that's dangerous. That's like you push your body. There's only so much fluid in your body that you can lose. There's only so much fluid, and if you push yourself to that brink where you almost have no water in your body, and then you're walking around at the weigh-ins, the lights are around you, you're walking around in sweatsuits, you wrap yourself in all these sheets, you're trying to sweat fluids out your body, you're putting your health at risk. So I agree with Dana White. If Conor McGregor can't make the weight healthy, just vacate the title. Conor is not worth your health. Okay? And Conor, if you don't believe me on that, I'll kick your ass. And you know why I can say that? Because I'm on the internet. You're not gonna come get me. But to be honest with you, Conor, what I'm telling you is the truth. You're a spectacular athlete. I don't want something to happen to you or any other guys in the MMA industry. I mean, we know that that's the hustle. And a lot of fighters explain that to me. They say, "Hey, listen, if I walk around at 160 and I drop weight to 135, when I rehydrate, I have, I got 25 to 30 pounds of muscle on that guy. That's an advantage from you when we're growing and when we're grappling, because that extra 20 pounds of muscle that I have, it's gonna help me overcome him. I'm gonna smash him. I'm gonna break him. So it's much easier for me. I understand that, but fighting is not about where there's much easier. Fighting is actually about your skill. This is why I train so hard. This is why I work out, because I want to know I'm the best. I can take somebody. It's all about me being able to demonstrate my skills. It's not about bashing up people. It's just about me being able to say, "Hey, I've trained. I'm good." To answer that question that I'm asking myself every day? How good am I really? Am I the best? Am I that good? You know, that's what fighting is about. So do not put your health at risk, guys. Seriously. Even if you're in high school and doing wrestling and your coach asks you to cut weight, don't put your health at risk. Conor McGregor is no good to the UFC dead. So he needs to vacate the title if he can't find a way to make the weight healthy. That's all I'm trying to say. This video is long. I'm sorry so long. If you want to click off while it's going, do your thing. Much respect. Peace out, guys.